Hello everyone, this is Anna at Jonestead Farm. I am on my back deck. I am looking at what I call my back door salad bar. It's just a little raised bed out my back door that I can come and gather some stuff quickly to put together for a dinner. And right now what I have in here is some lettuce. I have some onions growing, and then I've got some carrots back here. And of course I have my little feathered followers that have to follow me everywhere I'm going. Alright girls, you ready to go up to the garden? This little lady right here, you have to watch her. She's not being mean, but if she's walking behind you and she sees a little piece of anything on your pants, she will run up behind you and peck your leg real good, because she thinks you've got something on your pants that she wants to get a hold of. So I have to watch her. And there's my girl. Hey, great girl. Lenny's done made his way back inside the poultry fence. He's ready to get up there and roost. And then I've got these little ladies out here that do not want to be there. And there's a little cat. Can y'all tell it's rained a lot? I don't have anything in my raised beds yet. But boy, the weeds beside it sure have grown real good. Got to get out here and trim that down. My comfrey is growing really good. And the garden still hasn't been tilled. So y'all, this is as far as we've made it with the tiller. My husband came out here today to attach the tiller to the tractor so we could get going on the garden, and he got called into work. So this is as far as we've made it with the tiller. Lenny looks very confused as to why he's down here by himself, but all his girls are up there in my garden, and some of them are in my onions. And of course, we've got Frank and little cat up there too. Tonight, I am going to be working on my greenstalk. I don't have anything at all in it right now. There is some soil, leftover soil. I'm not going to dump this soil and add new. That's just way too expensive. What I am going to do is use this pot or a bag of Miracle-Gro to add to it, depending on how many levels I'm going to be able to plant. But this greenstalk this year is going to be specifically just for herbs. We're going to do dill, cumin, oregano, basil, rosemary, yarrow, thyme. Now I'm not going to take my greenstalk apart, which you can if you want to add some soil to it. These get heavy with soil in them. May not look like it, but they do. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen up the soil that's already in here. I'm going to start with the bottom layer. And as you can see, it's already puffing up that soil pretty good. But I can tell that it really needs some water. And it's going to need amended. I love this time of day on the farm. Right at twilight, just as the sun's going down. It was in the 80s today, low 80s. Now it's about 76. There's no wind. I love that. It's been so windy the last couple days you couldn't even get outside. Alright, so in these lower spots down here, I'm going to be putting these. I'm going to start with the basil. Now basil can get really big. I'm also going to do oregano, the cumin, and the dill in this lower. So let's start with the dill. Now this really doesn't give me, Odin, do you need some loving, buddy? This doesn't really give me instructions on when to plant, how deep, how far apart, and that's okay. There's plenty of seeds in here. I'm just going to throw some down in here. We are going to add a new bag of Miracle Grow, and I'm going to fill this up, this pocket up, before I put any seeds in it. This will give it some nutrients that the old soil does not have in it. A little lumpy, so I'm just gonna make sure I get it as lumpy free as possible. And you need to make sure, because that's one of the things that I did wrong when I first got my Greenstalk, is you need to make sure you got this good and full of soil. So I don't know if you can see that, but we still have, you know, about at probably an inch that I could fill that up with. I need to fill that in really good. I can't remember how many bags it takes to fill these up, but it's quite a bit, and it can be an investment in soil when you're filling these up. That is one reason why I don't dump my old soil after winter. Here's my dill. I have some dill saved from last year's plant. It's in the freezer right now. So, can you see how tiny and flat the dill seeds are? And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sitting there. I'm going to put all these in. I'll thin it out if it needs to be thinned, but these do not need to go very deep. I'm basically just going to put those in right there. I might add a couple more, bring that more to the front of the pocket right here. Are you licking me, Odin? And you biting me? Huh? Alright, I pet you. I can't plant, I have to pet you, right? Alrighty. Give you some loving. You're gonna love on the Greenstalk too. Okay, now that I've got my seeds in there, I'm gonna tampen it down just a little bit. Frank is up there just playing. So guys, I had to turn the light on my phone because it got dark on me. My husband called a little bit ago from work, so I stopped to talk to him. So now I'm out here planting in the dark. But I'm doing that because of the rain we're getting tonight, and I really want to get this done. So we also have the moon out, so I'm under the moonlight planting. But that's okay, it's a beautiful night to be out. Here's my little stool with all my stuff on it. Odin's sitting here with me, and I've gotten this planted, this one planted, and this one planted. And because I'm sitting down on a stool, it's a little bit hard for me to get up and down off of. I'm going to continue on this side, on this next level. I just finished planting some valerian in this one, and I'm going to go and fill this pocket next. So far I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, starting on my 5th pocket, and I am down to about half of this bag of potting soil already. So like I said, starting these Greenstalks out is a bit of a investment, but once you get them going, you've got your soil in there and you've got your seeds or your seedlings or whatever you're wanting to plant in there. It's very nice for people that have mobility issues like myself, or people that don't have large spaces to garden. These are wonderful for patios, decks, balconies. You can get them with wheels on the bottom so they can be rolled around. So I'm going to fill that pocket with some yarrow, or maybe it's yarrow. Look how tiny those seeds are, and they're very, very thin and lightweight. Look, I got them all right there. That's okay. Let's mix it up like this. Those seeds are so tiny you cannot put them very deep, so we're just going to mix up the soil a little bit. Okay, here we go. Now I've got one more that I really wanted to get out tonight, and it's the rosemary, but I'm debating on whether I should put that in my greenstalk or not, just because I know that rosemary can get really big too. But I think I'm going to go ahead and just do a pocket. Alright guys, so I am done for the night. I got 6 of these pockets filled down here around the bottom, and I have quite a few more left that I can fill, but it's really dark out here now. My lights have even come on around my cattle panel, so I'm going to quit for the night. But I got most everything in that I wanted to, except for the lemongrass and the calendula, which I'm going to do in separate pots. Lemongrass is going to go on the front porch. But I wanted to show you real quick before I go in about the watering system for these. But if you can see right here, each layer has one of these, and they hold water, and there's holes in the very bottom of those. And once you fill the top with water, it seeps down into each layer and slowly waters each of these layers. And it's a really nice system. And this is the top part. There we go. I fit it in right here. That holds it on. This is the very top that you fill with water. And it has your fill line right here. This is just a marker. You can put the name of a vegetable or something. I got it sitting up here. But you fill this up, it goes through here, and like I said, down into each one of the layers, into one of these, and the water sits in the holes in it. Sprinkle it all the way around each pocket, all the way down to the bottom. What are you doing, Odin? Are you ready to go in, buddy? He's got my seat now. The sky's really pretty tonight. There's my greenstalk and my arched cattle panel. And hopefully soon I'll get to fill up my raised beds and get to trim around those. We've mowed, but we haven't got to trim very much yet. It just keeps raining. But thank you guys for joining me here on Jonesstead Farm.